Dad, if you're listening to this is a shout out to you. So he sends me this email. I said, I got to read this on the podcast this Thursday. So Walmart versus the morons, right? Americans spend $36 million at Walmart every hour of the day. $36 million every hour. This works out to be $20,928 profit every minute. Walmart will sell more from January 1st to St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, than Target sells all year long. Walmart is bigger than Home Depot, Kroger, Target, Sears, Costco, Kmart combined. Walmart employs 1.6 million people in the U.S., largest employer in the world. Walmart is the largest company in the history of the world. Walmart now sells more food than Kroger, Safeway combined, and keep in mind that they did this only in 15 years. During this same period, 31 big supermarket chains sought bankruptcy. Walmart now sells more food than any other store in the world. Walmart has approximately 3,900 stores in the U.S., of which 1,906 are supercenters. This is 1,000 more than it had 5 years ago. This year, 7.2 billion different purchasing experiences will occur at Walmart stores. Earth's population, roughly 7 billion. 90% of all Americans live within 15 miles of Walmart. You may think that I'm complaining, but I'm really laying the groundwork for suggesting that maybe we should hire the guys who run Walmart to fix the economy. This should be good. This should be read and understood by all Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and everyone. President Biden and all 535 voting members of the legislature, it is now official that the majority of you are morons. Now, whoever wrote this article, this is not me writing it. I'm reading it, right? The U.S. Postal Service was established in 1775. You have had 246 years to get it right, and it is still broken. Social Security was established in 1935. You've had 86 years to get it right, and it's still broke. Fannie Mae was established in 1938. You've had 71 years to get it right, and it's still broke. War on poverty started in 1964. You've had 57 years to get it right. $1 trillion of our money is confiscated each year and transferred to the poor, and they only want more. Medicare and Medicaid were established in 1965. You have had 56 years to get it right, and they are broke. Freddie Mac was established in 1970. You've had 51 years to get it right, and it is broke. The Department of Energy was created in 1977 to lessen our dependence on foreign oil. It has ballooned to 16,000 employees, a budget of $24 billion a year, and a very important, more oil than ever before. You've had 44 years to get it right, and it's still an abysmal failure. You have failed in every government service. You have shoved down our throats while overspending our tax bill, and you want Americans to believe you can be trusted with a government-ran healthcare system? Folks, keep this circulating, and then it goes into this whole thing, right? You read this thing, you're like, what an interesting point to be making.
Forward that to me.
Yeah, I'm going to forward it to you.
Who wrote that?
I have no idea who it is. My dad just sent it to me. I'm like, I'm going to read
Maybe
this
your
on the
dad
podcast.
wrote that.
Well, I mean, we saw the last president was the first business president, really, when you think about it. I mean, most presidents were politicians for a long time. They'd never run a business. I mean, Obama never ran a lemonade stand, nothing. You know, I mean.
Not even a lemonade stand.
No, I don't think so.
Got it.
So, you know, I mean, in terms of understanding how things work and understanding how you're going to run something big, if you've never run anything big, and we talked about this on the last podcast, that's why usually it was governors in the past until recently that got elected to president, because the people instinctively knew that governors actually run something.
Yep.
I mean, they may not be efficient because the states aren't all that accountable either. They can't print money like the feds, but they have to run something. Where you're a senator, what do? I mean, you don't have to do anything. You can just be elected senator and you just show up and vote yes or no. You don't have to actually sponsor bills. You don't really do anything. You're running a staff of 3-4 people maybe, and what do? Nothing. I mean, they don't have to do anything. So people know that, and they don't have a track record of having succeeded or achieved anything, and so people tend to want someone who's actually done something and run something and shown they can do it. But a business is a whole different ballgame, as you well know. And so having people that... So
you don't think a senator qualified to be a president is what you're saying?
Not necessarily, no. I don't think so.
Okay. Who's the best president we had that was a senator before? Like before...
Well, the last one we had before Obama, was Kennedy.
So in Kennedy, you wouldn't say was qualified to be a president?
He had, well, I mean, his family was in business. So, I mean, you know, he maybe a little bit, but it's hard to say. He wasn't president long enough. I mean, he actually showed fairly well in terms of when he was under pressure. He did a pretty decent job.
What do you think about reading this? What do you think when I'm reading this? How do you process it, Adam, yourself?
By
the way, you were a lot more fired up last night. You seem very poised today. You seem like you brought your BET Midnight Love. This is Byron Udell, ladies. What music would you like me? If you would have heard Byron yesterday, we almost got kicked out of the restaurant.
I think we almost got kicked out of the restaurant yesterday.
Yeah, we had a push-up contest.
You guys had a push-up contest.
Hey, by the way, quick shout out. We did a push-up contest. Impressive.
Respect.
Yes or no?
Yes,
I salute him on the push-up.
60,
right around 60.
maybe
right
60.
on, give or take. After 60, don't count.
And
but go
he's
ahead.
just crushes.
What do you think about what I just read?
I don't really have any objections to it. I mean, it's hard to object to all the facts right there. And big bloated government, obviously, whether it's Democrats or Republicans, have just been spend, zero.
It's actually not a Democratic thing or Republican
No, exactly,
because they've done it on both sides.
Yeah, so
both overspend.
The question is, do Sam Walton's kids, any of the Walton family, end up hearing this and say, all right, sign us up, bro. We're here to help.
You think they want that life?
No, I don't think they want
scrutiny. They worth 40 to 50 billion a pop. What are they going to do being a president?
70 billion a pop.
Yeah.
But not even a little bit.
Historically, when we've tried to goose the business leaders to go into politics, they're like, no, thank you. Remember Lee Iacocca back in the day? I mean, he comes
Chrysler?
takes on a total mess in Chrysler, turns it around. Or Bob Ben Moshe at AIG. I mean,
that's a big hero.
Talk about an unbelievable turnaround. I mean, I thought, my God, this was 20% of our business back in the day. And
takes 183 billion out, gives it back with 21 billion 5 years later.
I mean, I thought they were done. I thought they were cooked. Their name was toxic, and then they invited us to Kiowa. They invited us to do a dog and pony show. And
Napa, is that the Napa?
No,
one, or
this
is that the
was
Chicago
in Georgia.
one?
In Georgia.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kiowa. I thought, they're going to pay for a trip to Kiowa. I'll listen to their crap, but what am I going to hear, right? He gets on stage. I'm like, my God, they might turn it around. I mean, this guy was magic.
Seriously.
Ben Moshe.
He was. And by the way, this entire time when he brought him back, he's on his deathbed. Right. He's got cancer. Yeah. He's taking shots, and he's got 2 years to live.
Insane.
And that's when they brought him back. And he said, look, I'm living in Croatia, Dubrovnik. I'm by my vineyard. I'm enjoying my life.
Right.
I have my girlfriend. I have all this stuff that's going on with me. I have no desire to do it. They sell him because he was a former CEO of MetLife. He says, I'll come back. He says, but it's a $10 million a year salary. He says, we can't afford to pay that. I says, listen, I'm like a expensive prostitute. I'm very good, but I'm expensive. You want to pay the $10 million? I'll come back. If not, I'm not coming back. They said, we'll pay it to you. He came back. And obviously the rest is history.
Smartest move they ever did. And then Gordon Bethune at Continental Airlines.
Yeah.
These kind of people, transformational leaders, they're very, very rare, and they don't go into. I mean, politics does not attract our best and finest.
What do you think it is that for someone? I mean, I know we're.
By the way,
up.
is his volume down or is it his voice that's down? His volume is up. Yeah. Okay,
so maybe I need to talk.
You got to raise your voice a little because the audience is saying they can't hear you.
Okay.
What I know that we're going to obviously get into topics. Maybe a lot of stuff to cover today, but back to
this is a special 50th episode.
Exactly.
We got a buddy here,
and it's April Fool's Day. I don't know what we got up our sleeve.
Well,
Byron.
the moment you said it, it's too late. I mean, we can no longer pull a prank
what are you
now.
talking
Why
about?
would you ever say it's April Fool's Day before? Adam, you're a comedian. You know this stuff better than I do.
Okay, well, should I cancel the mariachi band? What should I do?
Now, what do I do on my April Fool's joke?
Jesus. Well, I think people understood that it was April Fool's, but whatever.
Well, the new people that are going to come, they don't know about it. But go ahead, tell us.
Okay, forget about those people. Let's scratch that for the record. But before we get into things, speaking of Ben Moshe, what is it that would inspire someone who has maybe I don't know if he was terminal or whatever the situation was, to say, screw it, I'll come back, pay me what I want, $10 million a year.
What inspires a guy to say that?
When you've already made your millions,
just to thrill of the chase.
You're living
it's just some people.
Is it legacy? Yeah. What is it that inspires someone who's already made their money?
They said there's only one guy that can fix it.
Yeah.
That's the recruiting interview. Bob, we think there's only one person that can fix this, and it's you. We need you. Okay, I mean, it's a different recruiting style.
I didn't know of him before. Did you know of him before he went to AIG?
He's a legend at MetLife.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a legend at MetLife. Yeah. You know, Joe, he was a legend at MetLife. So people knew of him. Those who worked with him that left MetLife and went everywhere else, they said this guy was not a guy that fooled around. He was a guy that knew products as well as he knew how to run a business. Anyways, shout out to Bob Ben Moshe. He wrote a book about his history, what happened with him. When he died, on one end, he was holding the hands of his wife. On the other end, he was holding the hands of his girlfriend. This guy was a very unique character.
Wow.
Yeah, admired leader, very interesting guy.
He was one of those guys, if you were in the room with him, you could feel the greatness. It was like Arnold Palmer or somebody. Some people just have that aura about him. There's like a halo around him. Like, oh my God. Jake got a chance to meet him, actually.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.